We all know that content is king, and yet I haven't published a YouTube video for a couple of years now, which is why I am launching my new YouTube channel, this one here, now almost at 33 years old. And most importantly, in English, while I'm a non-native English speaker. So the question is, why now and why does it really matter? Like, what is going on, right? And so today I want to address those couple of questions, at least questions that I've had for so long on my head, on my mind, and I really want to address them. The first reason is that I want to practice my public speaking and I want to practice my articulation. Like, I truly believe, and to be honest, like most people I follow and that I admire, they all tend to say that for you to become successful, you got to be able to like be articulate. You got to be articulate. And being articulate means that you have to master the skill of like putting your words together, no matter the mean, and pass a message that people can resonate with. And so practicing it, it's really hard for me, at least coming from like living in Portugal. So practicing public speaking in English isn't something that I'm able to do that often. And so I decided that by having an English first YouTube channel, it will help me to improve my English and my public speaking and being more articulate with my own ideas. The second reason is that I really want to share my thoughts. And I truly believe that by sharing my thoughts, I'll be able to attract like-minded people. And ultimately, like the internet is like this big network that connects us all. But finding your own tribe and being able to speak to the people that resonate with whatever message you are trying to pass, I think that's very powerful. It brings a lot of like a big sense of belonging, something that I haven't felt for a while now. And so, yes, I do believe that by having a YouTube channel, this YouTube channel that I hope focuses on some of the topics that I'm really interested about, is able or gives me the opportunity to connect with people, meet new people across the world, engage in like long-lasting relationships and perhaps like great conversations and all of that. Who knows what comes from that? And so that's like a very big reason, and that's the second reason why I am trying to create my YouTube channel at 33. The third reason, at least to me, is the ability to have a place on the internet where I can share my journey, where I can document my journey, where I can have a body of work to make proof of whatever I think. And it doesn't really matter if I change my opinion or my thoughts throughout the process of life. Like, I think that's life, you know, you got to be humble and recognize that you never know everything. And even when you think you know something, then you realize that you didn't knew that much about a certain topic. So if we remove ourselves from our ego, I do believe that having a YouTube channel and sharing your thoughts and building a body of work in public is actually like a pretty humbling, or yeah, it's a pretty humble exercise. And so that's what I'm trying to also accomplish with my YouTube channel. The fourth reason is that I really want to like, you know, like nowadays, and this is something that I've learned a couple of years ago throughout my experiences and by experimenting a lot with a ton of like different things throughout life, which is nowadays we have like the real economy and then we have the digital economy. And so the real economy is all about like real estate and like the clothing you buy, you know, like the services you provide, all of that. And it's really nice because like ultimately that's what we know the best, right? It's been here for a couple of centuries now that we have been building businesses, building careers, all of that. And most of it is towards building a more robust real economy. But the other side of the economy is this new economy, like this very young economy called the digital or online economy. And the digital and online economy is something that only nowadays we are able to like pursue something on that realm, because nowadays we have on one end social media, but most importantly we have the internet, and we have enough people connected to the internet with purchasing power who are willing to actually engage on a transaction with someone on the other side of the world through the internet. Like even a couple of years ago, I do remember, so I'm 33 now, and so I do remember the beginnings of the internet. Even more here in Portugal, everything was like pretty late when compared, for example, with the US. So I do remember like hopping online and starting to realize like all these websites pretty clunky, and all these like the beginnings of the social media networks, like it was such a thing. And I also remember the fact that we like there was not that much trust, like who is on the other side. I have no idea what is going to happen. PayPal, for example, it wasn't a thing. Paying through Stripe online very seamlessly, it wasn't a thing back then. Like and it's not like 100 years ago, it was like 10 to 15 years ago. And over the last like 10 to 15 years, buying stuff and services and products on the internet became like such a normal thing. And even after COVID, so COVID accelerated everything, that the whole digital transformation curve just got accelerated, with almost every single business having to like get online and get their own social media platform, and building Shopify stores and all of that. And so yes, nowadays I do believe that the online and digital economy is so robust already that I really want to start trying to build something towards that future. I've tried to build a startup before. I've tried to build like different businesses. I sold already a lot of like products and services on the internet already. So I'm not necessarily like a zero, or these are not my first steps. However, I don't have the confidence to say that I'm an expert or that I know what I have done. And just because I have done something successfully in the past, that I know how to replicate that. And so ultimately, I think like coming to YouTube is actually like building my presence, building these like real estate, online real estate, where I can show my services, show my products, build a digital and online business, perhaps an online first business that then brings a lot of value also to the real economy, or the other way around. I'm not sure yet, but yes, like that's another big reason of why I'm here. The last reason is ties to what I've mentioned before about documenting my journey. So I'm 33. I come from a very small country like Portugal, which unfortunately is not recognized as like a very rich country or pretty innovative country, whatever. And the thing is, like, I really want to document my journey. Like there are not that many Portuguese out there who are creating content in English and trying to compete with the best and playing the game at the Champions League. And so I think the biggest reason is because it's really hard for us Portuguese, or at least like not Portuguese, but non-native English speakers, to have the courage and to fight the self-doubt and imposter syndrome and all of that, and just put ourselves in front of a camera and start speaking to a camera in English. It's both like very frightening, but also very counterintuitive. And so I do think that by showcasing my, like by being an example at doing that, perhaps if I end up ever being successful, perhaps I can like inspire others, other non-native English speakers, no matter their background. Like at least they have someone they can look up to. Like I grew up looking up to like US native, or yeah, like US YouTubers and US based content creators mostly. And when you look at some of the biggest YouTubers and content creators out there, most of them are like English native speakers. They come from the UK, they come from the US, they come from Canada. And it's really hard for non-native English speakers to have someone that they can resonate with. And while I have found a couple of them already, at least in the educational content space, or educational content creation space, which is the space that I want to be part of, I have found a couple of them, but I also want to add to that fight. I want to serve as an example. Whatever my journey ends up being, I really want to like showcase that, one, it is possible, two, it's up to you to make something about it, And three, yes, the life you actually dream and want is on the other side of, in this particular case, a camera. Obviously, with consistency and discipline and all of that. And so, yeah, that's a very personal reason of like all of the above. They are very personal naturally, but this one is very, very personal of why I'm here and launching my YouTube channel at 33 in English as a non-native English speaker. And yeah, I think that like documenting the journey, inspire. If I ever inspire one person on whatever they live, that would be great already. I think like yeah, that like that would be a very a great reward actually for my work. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed. This is my first video ever here on the channel in English. And yeah, let me know. Subscribe to the channel. I'm just starting. Everything right now is quite messy, I know, but I promise you I'll keep evolving, and I'll keep like bringing you valuable videos that I think explore different topics, some of which perhaps you are actually interested. And yeah, I promise you more effective communication, better presentation skills, and all of that. So yeah, join me on my journey if you want. And if you are a non-native English speaker who just watched this video, just say hi on the comments, okay? Yeah, I'd love to meet you. See you.